Tanos' crusade against Thalya. Thalya had once again turned Tanos against her and aroused his holy fury. An epic battle was about to begin.
Is indescribable.
Tanos and his foster daughter Thalya once again faced each other in a merciless battle. Tanos had rounded up the last of his allies to resolve the battle once and for all.
Father, do you really want to go that far? Thalya may have lost her way. In the end, surely we can still talk to her and come to an agreement.
Son, I am impressed with how much you still believe in the good in your stepsister. But the time for talking is over. Thalya was able to get me once through my goodness. That won't happen to me a second time. The Gauntlet of Finitude gives us a chance to beat Thalya. Rise, men! It is time once again to enter the service of good and incinerate evil once and for all in the purifying fire of the light.
Tanos used the Gauntlet's power to revive the heroes once again and call them back from death. They rose from their graves and marched towards the dungeon as Tanos commanded.
Onward, you noble warriors! Receive the blessing of the blazing flame and bring doom upon my foster daughter!
As if a few old heroes from the last century would still have anything to say about that. The traps are trained and the creatures polished. Or the other way round. Whatever. Time to die, old man.
The insidious evil's traps performed admirably. It was certainly an excellent idea to increase their number. Tanos was protected by the Gauntlet of Finitude's power, but Thalya knew that its power was limited.
Then we have no choice but to wait until Tanos runs out of juice before we can take care of him. But then, at least I have time to choose a beautiful new spear to stick his head on this time.
dug into a spider room. Ding dong! It's payday! A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon.
Men, it is time to eradicate evil once and for all. Forward, and take no prisoners!
Tanos set his troops in motion. Increased attacks on the dungeon were inevitable from now on.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
A combat-heavy patrol walked the graveyards here to keep an eye out for grave robbers.
They're right on the money with Tanos and my dim-wit stepbrother then. But of course, they don't get questioned. I do. It's probably because I'm a dark elf. Damn racists.
And the general of the Absolute Evil's Army of the Dark.
Yeah, well, that too. Tough.
The unscrupulous evil had slain a hero in the dungeon, as so many times before, by the way. But now, it was contemplating whether it might be time to build an ice tomb. There, dead heroes could be brought back to join the prowling evil side as wafting ghost heroes.
That would be something. Then we more or less make the heroes fight for us. All right, you little snots. Build an ice tomb. Erect a hero's grave and drag those mutilated hero corpses over here pronto!
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay.
My friends, it is time to visit one of these graveyards.
Tanos and his fanatical followers, along with Tristan, set out to jump through a portal to one of the graveyards. It would be exciting to see what they would do there.
Probably pick themselves out a couple of nice graves and coffins. Come on, creatures. Let's reduce them to mush. Let's pound them into dust. Let's cover them in vinegar because it burns.
The dungeon-digging evil
This looks like the perfect spot. Son, this is where we will find more good, strong fighters for our cause.
In a graveyard? Father, I am not sure if this is really the right way for the light.
Naturally, son. Just trust me. I have the Gauntlet of Finitude and the Goddess's support. Bringing a few noble warriors back briefly from the realm of the dead for a good cause is in no way reprehensible.
And so Tanos sent resurrected heroes marching towards the warding evil. An artifact had been stored and was now manifesting its powers. The undead evil now had an ice tomb complete with a fancy hero's grave at its disposal. All that was needed now was the corpse of a hero for the process to be set in motion. Enemies are in the dungeon. The grandiose evil had vanquished another wave of Tanos' heroes. payday. The calling heroes from the Grave Evil had summoned its first ghost hero. It gazed with satisfaction at the newest addition to its army of evil.
Remain vigilant, my comrades. It is time to resurrect new heroes and call them to our side. Come, brave fighters for the good. Rise from your graves and follow me into battle. To arms, dead brothers. Receive the goddess's blessings.
What? What's this crap? I just killed that goddess in the last game.
And now, descend into the underground and bring death upon the creatures of evil.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
payday.
Is that all you got, Daddy? Your pathetic heroes can't even come close to beating me.
Father, it somehow feels wrong to tear these noble warriors from their graves. They fought their battles for good decades ago.
Ha! But you resurrected me too, son. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Father, I still don't think this is a good idea.
Enough, son. You don't want to side with Thalya, do you? Look, the Gauntlet of Finitude will allow me to summon the heroes of old to join forces with us. Hey, son! There seems to be a small snag with the Gauntlet. I was trying to resurrect a lot more heroes.
I'm afraid its power is used up, Father. Perhaps it will recharge over time.
Huh? That is heresy! How am I supposed to do the work of the goddess and the purifying flame like this? One of you is an unbeliever. Confess!
In his rage, Tanos struck one of the heroes, an amazingly evil act that earned him, well, evilness. Interestingly enough, this seemed to charge the Gauntlet of Finitude.
Oh, that's interesting. I would have missed that detail if that narrator hadn't mentioned it. Excellent. Here, you brave warriors! Receive the blessings of the goddess and the light!
Now Tanos is going completely nuts again. And just for the record, I killed the freaking goddess of light!
Arise, dead heroes, arise! Receive the blessing of the purifying flame, and now bring chaos and destruction upon the creatures of the abyss. Destroy them together with my sinister foster daughter.
Ding dong, it's payday. Your enemies are in the dungeon. The grandiose evil had vanquished another wave of Tanos' heroes.
It's payday.
It's time to pay a visit to a graveyard. Make ready!
Father, what are you doing? You just accidentally knocked this man to the ground.
I'm doing excellently, son. Don't worry. I'm sure he was a heretic. So in fact, all I did was purify a poor lost soul. But I'm fine. Look, I can pull out trees and crush rocks, just like this one.
Tanos indeed seemed massively strengthened by the gauntlet of finitude and crushed the rock before him. This had blocked the way to a village, which was now accessible.
Away with you, you grave robbers! Leave our poor departed in peace!
You dare to oppose the holy light on its mission? May the goddess of light embrace you!
Father, what are you doing? Are you out of your mind? You're killing innocent people here.
Don't worry, son. I have this under control. This pathetic lot can't fight, and at best are prey for your depraved sister. I merely did them a favor. We can make good use of their strength in the fight against evil. After all, I can just resurrect them later. Arise, brave warriors. Fight with me on the side of the light and the sacred flame. Receive the blessing of good. Forward. May the blessed fire destroy our enemies.
The wood-smashing evil had destroyed the first coffin, putting a bit of a stop to Tanos' crazy plan.
And bam! That's how it's done. So, Tanos, foster daddy, guess that makes you look pretty silly, hmm? Forward, creatures. Grab the nearest coffin, chop it up, and use it as a litter box.
Enemies are in the dungeon. The merciless evil had destroyed all the coffins in a graveyard. Tanos would no longer be able to use them.
That's exactly the way it's supposed to work. Well, somehow it's a little weird that we, the evil, are now destroying graveyards so that... Is that all you got, Daddy? Your pathetic heroes can't even come close to beating me.
The unholy evil had created a ghost priestess.
Phew, good thing she can't talk. Otherwise, we'd have to listen to her proselytizing all the time.
gold vein is nearly exhausted.
It's payday.
The merciless evil's armies rushed into battle with the Colossus to earn some magnificent evilness. A new graveyard patrol was making the rounds. The predatory evil was already making careful notes about where it could be ambushed. The Colossus breathed its last.
Don't worry, son. We will win this battle, and good shall prevail. Maybe later, we can even resurrect Thalya and try to convert her to the good. Would you like that?
I think so, Father. I hope you know what you're doing.
Of course, son. Rise, my brave comrades. Even if my son does not understand the meaning of what I am doing, we must not despair.
A gold vein has been mined.
Follow me, you brave champions of good. Receive the goddess's blessings.
How many times do I have to say, I already killed that goddess? Hello? Are you even listening to me?
Into battle! Destroy my foster daughter and her wicked work! For the light!
More coffins were destroyed by the lumberjack evil's creatures. The destructive evil had cleared out a graveyard. Tanos would not be reviving any heroes here. payday.
Defend the dungeon heart. Your throne room is under attack.
I'll be back.
The dungeon heart is being attacked.
One of your creatures has died.
The dungeon heart is being attacked. Defend the dungeon heart.
The dungeon heart was no more. Thalya and the luckless evil had lost. Tanos would henceforth go down in the annals of heroes as the greatest of them all.